folks. Welcome to another episode of Clash of the Podcast. I am Conrad Cushman, representing Everything Pro Wrestling. He is Sean Hubbard, representing HW Weekly. And when we do the handshake and we combined our powers, the mega powers, when they unite, we become Clash of the Podcast. Today, we have an interesting episode for you guys. We are going to be doing an AEW review. Sean decided to help bail me out. So we're going to do AEW Redemption. We're going to go through all of that whole show. And then we're also going to talk about Samoa Joe, Necro Butcher, Dark Side of the Ring, and news. We're going to be talking about WWE Radio, Santana's new name, all that and then some for what's going on in the world of wrestling. So I will wait for my line, my cue, and you know what we do.
Yeah, two things, man. Conrad Cushman is too good to ever need to be bailed out. That's just a fact. And my brother, do me a favor and drop that thing.
Still love that intro. One of the best.
Yes,
love
sir.
the music for it. Sean, what's going on, brother? How are you feeling today, first and foremost?
Feeling good, man. Just trying to grind it out. Just came from the gym after work. I'm completely and totally wiped out, but feeling good, man. I'm looking on screen. I'm trying not to fool myself. I do look a little smaller, I think. So I'm trying to keep that going.
Keep it moving, bro. Keep it moving. What is going on to everybody in the chat? We greatly appreciate all of you who are popping in. Go through the roll call real quick, man. We got Clown in the house.
Cleasy, 130, 4 Tweezy.
Says afternoon. What's going on, Clown? Appreciate you. Matt Lopez.
M. Leezy, Fo Sheezy. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a good weekend. And let's kick this Summerfest off of the two aces of our pro wrestling community. I like that.
That was a long time botch from was it Jeremy Piven? Summerfest. SummerSlam, bro. SummerSlam.
There you go, exactly.
I'll go saying last night was the weakest AEW pay-per-view, yes, but by no means the worst of all time. I will probably agree with you on that, Matt. When we get to our talk here. Kelson from AEW Fan Hub says, greetings. Redemption was a B-level pay-per-view that barely put on a C show. Predictable matches. You know how I'm looking at that. Bad matches, double chain, and the endless no holds barred, and discarding Tekla for Willow. For Willow. Yeah. And he said, thank goodness for Fletcher and Bandito. No doubt, Kelson, no doubt. Doug, another Monday, another clash. Conrad, Sean, chat, teach me. Teach him how to Dougie. All the girls love him.
Hey, little extra tonight. Hey.
What's going on, Doug? T-Ferg said, what's good, gentlemen? Hope everyone had a good weekend. I still have to watch the second half of Redemption because I fell asleep. TK needs to change the start times to these long pay-per-views. He did. Technically, he did.
Yes, sir.
And some people got mad. Technically, he shortened the show, too. But
Touché.
Could he have cut more time down? Sure, perhaps. We found out this week he is obligated, Sean, to go 3 hours and 45 minutes minimum.
Interesting.
Minimum.
Interesting.
So they want big, long-time events. XG Dub, hey, yo.
What up,
Hey,
X?
what? What's good? Hope he realizes everyone can't take Mondays off work. That's a fact, Jack.
There you
go. Quills.
Quilly.
He said, what up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? Your boy, Sir Quills, is back to enjoy my two favorite bros for episode 204 of the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast. Hashtag EPW. Hashtag HWW. He said,
appreciate the love on Instagram, too, bro.
No doubt, man. All the reposts, the hype. If you guys don't know, you can hype YouTube videos. That'll help me and Sean out, too, when we're doing our shows. Throw the hype up on there, man. I forget to say that every week, Sean, but it'll send it out to more people. the more people hype it. So
Sure.
let's get into this Redemption review because I'm quite intrigued to hear multiple opinions of this show propelling into All In. Okay, James, Pro Wrestling Shoot. What's good, James?
What up, James? I feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, they've been kind of quiet lately. SummerSlam looks good. Okay. Rob,
I got a hot take for y'all with SummerSlam as far as its comparison to Redemption. I think WWE can do something that hasn't done in a while.
you mean something they should do every time? The way they talk?
So now you're talking. Now you know exactly what I mean.
Rob just yells, Cruise Montana. I'll get into it, brother. I promise you. He's waiting to get into Raw, James said right now. Clipper New Stadium is a pain to get in. Okay. So he's at the what was the first what was the name of the stadium now out there for the Clippers?
Originally was Staples.
They changed it though. Do you remember the new name?
Crypto.com.
Intuit. Was it Intuit Dome?
Intuit Dome first, and then Crypto. I think it was Crypto, and then Intuit Dome.
Okay. No, Cryptos is the old Lakers one, right?
Yeah, but I think you got to remember the Lakers. You talking about when they first switched over?
Yeah, but he's going to the wherever the first Raw on Netflix was.
Oh, Intuit Dome.
Intuit Dome, yeah. Beach, the professor, he said, I'll be a little late to fully join, but I'm excited to hear your takes on everything. Hope it's been great. Hope you felt great. And we all know Clash is great. Thanks, Beach.
Everybody loves a BJ. It's his Twitter name. Relax.
I heard Hannah Montana's cousin's debuting tomorrow in NXT. Liv Morgan has officially reached 100 days as champ, 0 title defenses, by the way. Ooh, did not notice that. Deanna, hey to my favorite fellows. What's going on, Deanna?
Appreciate you.
Jocelyn said, I'm gonna call y'all the swirl. Evening to you in the chat. Well, hold on now. This is a swirl with a little mocha. There's a little mocha in it here now.
Yeah, ain't no swirl. So I know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no swirl around here.
Jocelyn, you got me laughing. Jocelyn, too early for this. Redemption started at 7 p.m. Eastern and still didn't go off until midnight. Redemption overbroke an email. It was wildly unnecessary and kind of weak by AEW pay-per-view standards. Not a show I'd hurry up to run back anytime soon. That's a fact. Not mad at that. Look at that. Look at Doug.
I appreciate it,
Sean, I know you've been working on losing weight. I don't know if it's a camera angle, but it's super noticeable tonight.
Thank you, brother.
I need to transfer some of that over here, bro. I'm telling you.
Like real talk, to put Conrad on blast a little bit. Conrad does a lot of weight training, so Conrad has an opportunity to do stuff that's fun in the gym. Me, I'm straight cardio. It's a freaking drag. I hate it, but I need it.
Listen, I need some of that cardio love. Yeah, there we go. Intuit Dome, Crypto is the Lakers. Yeah, SoFi is next. That's the football stadium, right?
Yep.
Trying to get it. Let's see here. Disciple, yo, hope you guys are having a great day. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. So let's start this off, man. Before we get into our review, man, I want to say something. It's a quick one. WWE, as we get ready to review this AEW pay-per-view, I'm going to say something that actually, it pains me to say it, bro. It pains me to say it because I don't think I've ever said it. I think this is a first here on Clash of the Podcast, HW Weekly, EPW, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe that WWE has an opportunity to win the week. And that's crazy to me to even fix my face to say something like that. Obviously, we're going to give you very detailed analysis of the pay-per-view that took place last night, but I will give you a little bit of a spoiler. I didn't even prep Conrad on what I was going to say because I know he would be shocked. I wanted him to have that shock value as well. I'm very disappointed in AEW from what happened last night. I thought AEW really, really dropped the ball. Perhaps it's a precursor for All In, where they're going to put all their ducks in the proverbial basket, eggs in the proverbial basket, right? But Redemption was not a good show.
I don't think it's bad, though. Like, I think
It left a lot. It left a lot to be desired, and it put WWE in a position, Conrad Cushman. You know what it means when I say your last name? It means I'm being serious. It put WWE in a very advantageous position to do something they haven't done in a long time. Pay-per-view versus pay-per-view. SummerSlam could win the week, and that's odd, but it's true.
That's fine. I mean, I would hope SummerSlam would win in this situation.
Right.
Not to be funny, because here's my thing. This is gonna sound like me hating, but I'm trying to tell y'all the truth. If AEW puts on something that's like okay or good, it is amplified. Because if the wrestling and the pay-per-view quality mattered, AEW would be number one then.
Well, we know that. Yeah.
No, but you get what I'm saying? Like this time
Right.
It's like, oh, WWE could win the week. Well, then AEW wins the week all the time. So what are they getting out of it? What's the difference?
The problem. Oh, see, I didn't know we were going to go here tonight.
I'm pushing back a little bit on
this. No,
that's fine. It's not fair.
We're not always going to agree. Here's the problem. Pay-per-views are very important to All Elite Wrestling. Pay-per-views are exponentially important, especially considering the C- job that WWE has been doing on pay-per-views. If I look at the first half or the first few matches of the show, I would say it was on the trajectory, Conrad Cushman, of being another win for AEW in the annals of pay-per-view battles. But as the show began to progress, I felt a lag. And that's not to say that they don't deserve to have a lag every once in 12 months, right? They put on bangers every single month. And I'm sure All In will be the best pay-per-view of the year, just like it was last year, in my opinion. But perhaps redemption wasn't even necessary. That's the question. Maybe redemption wasn't even necessary.
I don't think it's their choice either, though.
Okay.
Because this is going to go back to what WWE had to go through. When you get hot, they don't care about, I only want to do 4 pay-per-views. No. You work for me. I'm paying you all this money.
Right.
I want 10 of these things because people are buying them. Oh, okay. And the companies don't realize it's going to water it down, but all they care about is money. And now you're stuck in this bad position of, okay, we got to add another pay-per-view on the AEW side, even though they may not want to do that.
Right.
Meanwhile, I think Tony in reality wants, hey, why don't you guys buy the Ring of Honor pay-per-views, which I can give you this kind of quality if you let me sell those. Because look at who's not on this card. Where's Darby Allin?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Swerve Strickland? There were a bunch of names that could have helped elevate this card.
Yes, sir.
Did Tony let him sit out on purpose? There's questions to be asked here. And I'm not saying anyone's wrong either. If we're talking about this show, is it the worst AEW pay-per-view of all time? I would say no, but I'm definitely going to say it's definitely in the lower half. I'd probably put it in top 5, like,
Right.
But even then, I still think this is a good show. It's not bad.
It wasn't a bad show. It just, when you set the bar, okay. I
was gonna say it. When you set the bar here
right.
every single time, and then you fall a little short, it's like your dad being disappointed in you, or your mom, like, oh, you should have made that basket. You always hit that, and it's like,
okay. Here's a good one, Conrad. First of all, excellent job out of you about setting the bar controversy again. You want to hear something crazy? Another crazy one coming from Sean Hubbard that you never hear. For the first time, and God willing the last, right? Maybe it won't never be like this again. Because I'm looking forward to All In. I'm looking for All In to steal not only the summer, but steal the entire year, right? For the first time during this pay-per-view last night, I was checking my watch. That has never happened before. You know I've been a tremendous, and will continue to be, a tremendous advocate. I don't care if they go all night long. But last night was the first time it was like, ooh, how many more matches do we have to go? That's never happened while I've been watching AEW pay-per-view before. Never.
I didn't feel like that yesterday, but I did tell someone, they were kind of like arguing about stuff. And I'm going to tell people why some of the arguments look bad as well. Even though you may not want it to be, what you're doing is harmful and can hurt. But I was talking to someone on Twitter. I haven't interacted with Joseph in a minute, but he had said something about the pay-per-view, not saying it's a bad show, it feels just average, blah, blah, blah. And this is constant throughout the night. And I said, I think it's also a testament to how high the bar is for their shows if you're saying that this feels average. Because this show here, I will take over most of the other company shows when you see them. You tell me a show that's better than this from was WrestleMania Night 1 better than this?
No.
All right. I'm just making sure. Like I want to make sure
I'm just saying it's a double entendre, Conrad. AEW not as great as normal. And on paper, I want to accentuate that point. On paper, SummerSlam, pretty good. I don't think that's happened in a long time.
And we'll run through that card because they just broke down the Saturday, Sunday night. Let's talk Redemption real quick, man. They came out with the poster. We're jumping into the buy-in. Here comes the All-American Boys.
From Montreal to Texas, parlez-vous français?
Because the Rougeau's on the way.
That's right.
Yeah, you know you're gonna get some singing when me and Sean are on here talking.
That's right.
But the Rougeaus came out, and I laughed so hard that that the Mountie Jacques Rougeau got booed. It warmed my heart, and then he got mad and started cursing. I had the intern just happened to walk in at that time. Yeah. I was like, oh, you get ready to go with Grandpa.
That's right.
Like, yeah, we can't have that right now, and. Jacques Rougeau just went off. They had Rocky Romero come out there like a dummy just to get beat up. And I was just
you know how he would have never got booed, right? All they had to do was play the right music. They played the wrong music.
No, they darn well they can't.
I'm the Mountie.
It's the lawyers. We're here with our pens.
All right, well, yeah, they can't. All right, we know that. I'm just making a point there, Johnny Cochran.
Listen. Them lawyers been putting in OT. By the way, yes, we know Vince and Janelle. Once it's all official, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Yes, we will talk about it when the time comes.
Yep. Yeah. Just want to make sure the ink's dry on all this stuff before I say something. So, the Rougeaus, I guess they honored them, and then he got beat up. Yippity skippity, right? He had one match for the buy-in. It was the Conglomeration versus Lethal Twist for the Trios Championships. Anything on this, Sean? Did you like only one match for the buy-in? Like, was it easier to digest? I know you had to listen to Double J talk some more, maybe a little more Foley.
I'm different. I like Todd Pettengill talking for 30 minutes before the show.
Oh my gosh!
So no, I'm serious. I don't need matches during the pre-show. I want to get hyped for. I want empty arena shots. I want seeing the people file in. I like commentary. So to answer your question, for me personally, it didn't matter. It was just one match. Todd Pettengill would stand in the ring and count it down, and he'd see people. He'd see Quang at SummerSlam walking down the aisle. Even Quang, aka Savio Vega. Good stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, responding to someone in the chat there. Because someone said a stinker, and I'm like, hold on now. Hold on. Like I said, we'll run through it, and you just tell me, was it all that bad? But Conglomeration beat the Lethal Twist, the Lethal Swirl, whatever they're called. I
just don't think AEW went all in on Redemption.
That's because the other pay-per-views were supposed to go all in.
They like that, huh?
Yeah, not this one, for sure. It's kind of like, when you're watching Judgment Day, I don't have WrestleMania expectations. I'm like, this is Judgment Day, guys. I got it.
I hear you.
Savio Vega, Stone Cold in the opener. I got it. We're good. I understand. This ain't going to be HBK Brett for 20. On his way to the ring from the Caribbean. Yeah.
Oh, man. We're on one tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. So they end up retaining the titles. It looks like Ricochet and them are going to challenge for the belts. I'm not going through all the little miniature things in these segments. They're going to challenge for the trios titles. I think the Demand should probably have them at this point. They've lost like 2 or 3 times challenging for the trios belts.
I don't want the conglomeration losing the belts right after we see what happened later tonight. You know, I think they should all have belts for at least a week.
What? Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm saying, come on, don't we have a full slate of titles now. We don't want to break it up.
How many times my man Bishop Khan got to take the pin, man? I'm tired of this.
Well, I mean, let's do a Brainbusters demolition situation. They can win by DQ the first time and have them run it back.
We'll see.
Do your homework, kids.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. Just like I've been telling people all week what was going to happen with so many of these matches too. And that's what makes it hard, I think, for me to digest it. When I can tell you what the excuse is going to be or what the issue is. Here's the full card. They found a way to add a ladder match into this, man. We open up with a 6-way ladder match. Nick Wayne qualifies. Commander's in here. Jungle, Jack Perry, Speedball Mike Bailey, the Beast Mortos, and El Clone. I'm not going to lie, man. I thought Beast Mortos and El Clone were kind of the MVPs in this one. I thought they delivered pretty well in this for what they had to do. El Clone's just got a unique offense. But what did you think of the ladder match, Sean?
It was thrown together, and I felt like it came across like it was thrown together, honestly. I thought it was okay. I thought Speedball was winning was kind of like, whatever.
Remember this when Money in the Bank comes up? I said this yesterday too. WWE is really good at putting together their Money in the Bank ladder matches. The issue with theirs is it feels so planned. Like, okay, guys, it's time for the power bomb on the bridge spot. Here we go. Sorry, Ray. And then they get to it. With these guys, it's like, do you know what you want to do? Like, you're asking them, like, it doesn't look like you know what's happening next, and people are trying to get into the spots for the next spot and all that. I think AEWs can feel clunky sometimes, which I don't hate all the time, but it doesn't feel cohesive either. I don't know. Six-way ladder matches are probably a pain in the rear to put together too. Just saying. But Speedball Mike Bailey wins. He's in his home country, hometown, home area of Montreal. They went crazy for Speedball, so I think good on him for getting the win.
I mean, I don't like him, so it doesn't matter to me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's right. I'm tired of pulling punches with you. I think Speedball is a cornball. Matter of fact, he should be cornball, Mike Bailey.
Moving on. This is just
from the cornfields of Des Moines, Iowa.
He's from Montreal. He just needs a little steak seasoning. I think he's an amazing talent, though. I get why people say he's corny.
His character is weak, bro. His character is weak. I think he needs to get angry.
And then do what?
Hurt somebody.
All he's got to do is pass out them feet loaf sandwiches he's passing out. He
needs to hurt somebody. He needs to hurt somebody. That's somebody that needs some sauce, bro. Some extra sauce, some hot sauce.
You know what else I said in this match?
What's up?
We haven't seen MVP in them in a while, right? Put Nick Wayne with MVP in them, please. I think he's not rolling with Kip. Mama Wayne ain't there. I say put him with the Hurt Syndicate. I was just trying to think of what group would Nick Wayne fit with.
Shout out to M. Lacey. Speedball should have turned heel. That's exactly what I'm saying. And shout out to Deanna. She said Speedy isn't as corny as Cody. True, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
There you go. See, this is why our chat.
Hold on, because I don't know if I'm gonna see Rob tonight, but that was the part you left out. Don't say what you said and then leave that part out. That's the difference. That is the difference about the stinker part. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know, man. Speedball got the win. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Beast Mortos and them just got back. El Clone is cool. Where's Hologram? Let's get that match over with. That's why they were both created. You're waiting for that. Jack Perry, kind of a little surprised because they've been putting a focus on him lately, but I'm okay with him not winning here. He didn't need it. Really.
Speedball winning in his hometown. Okay, whatever.
And Commander's amazing. Commander should be like a Ring of Honor staple because I don't think he's going to get wins in the AEW on that roster, but I think on Ring of Honor you could have him do some stuff.
You shouldn't throw the word amazing around so much.
You don't think Commander's amazing? You run across them ropes like that.
Well,
he never misses.
I'm not a professional wrestler, sir.
You got time? You looking good?
I'm 40 years old. I'm not DDP.
Mucha lucha. Let's go. Let's see it. Get up there.
I mean, look, to me, I think character development means just as much, bro.
It's different too, though, for luchadors. Like I always feel
I'm
like
not saying it's not. See, you think I'm not saying it's not. We're arguing two separate things. All I said, see, my statement was very blanket, very fair, and very plain. All I said, chat, all I said was, Conrad, don't throw out the word amazing so easily. There's not
and,
a lot
and Kyra's going to throw it right back and say, Sean, how have luchadors been treated in the United States professional wrestling scene?
Tremendously.
Let's wait till we get the Banditos match. So, moving forward here, we get into the tag match with the Death Riders, Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley versus the Young Bucks. Here's one of the matches, Sean, where I knew it was going to be Complaint City because people show their colors before they start complaining.
True.
And I'm like, okay, here's what the complaint's going to be. I saw, man, Will Ospreay don't even get his own theme anymore. I hate when tag teams lose to two main eventers. Why are you a tag team? And that is your specialty, but you lose to two dudes who can't even get along. Like, I hate that. I think it's foolish sometimes. I'm okay with what happened here. I think people didn't like the shenanigans associated with the match, the double head clonks with who was it, Will and Nick Jackson, and now he's concussed and blah blah blah. and I think you got to remember, this is wrestling. There's only but so much drama. They're not gonna show you wrestler A sleeping with wrestler B. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff, like you have to kind of put it together, or they got to show you in the ring. So okay, they do this concussion angle. The real thing they were trying to show, which I could see both sides of it. If you're like, it will look foolish, sure. He could have went for the ending of Nick Jackson, and he didn't do it because Will has a heart. He's a baby face, whatever. And Moxley is upset with him for it. So Moxley says, I'm going to do it then. And he starts pile driving him and going through the whole thing. What ends up happening is they knock down the ref. These two get into a tussle. Young Bucks come in. They say, you know what? I got something for you. And they catch Moxley slipping, and they get the win.
100.
Young Bucks get the win, keeps them strong as a tag team. Moxley is the one who could afford to lose in this situation because it's Jon Moxley, and he's been winning everything anyway leading up to this. And Ospreay's got the big title match. How did you feel about it?
Look, anytime the Bucks are in the ring, I'm happy. I think they're a tremendous bell-to-bell tag team. I understand why putting Moxley and Ospreay together makes sense because as we see how things would play out, I think we're going to see on the road to All Out or All In, you're going to have an interaction between Ospreay and the Death Riders, right? So I think it's setting a good stage because we have to get some adversity going between now and August 30th, right? So perhaps we're going to have a match between Moxley and Ospreay due to their, differences in mannerisms and how they handle their business. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with HBK teaming up with Stone Cold for the tag team championship. That doesn't bother me. I'm cool with that. But, at the same time, you can't have Ospreay lose. Ospreay just cannot lose. One thing we knew for sure going into last night, Ospreay or Omega was not going to lose.
Yeah, that you couldn't have it happen if you're billing the match, which is also a bad reason to have this show beforehand because it's kind of like the Elimination Chamber. It's usually one of the biggest like layups when you can figure out everything. Right. Could you switch it once in a while? I think one year they like had Edge switch and then he won the other title. You could do that here and there. But for the most part, the main event is going to be this guy versus this guy because that's going to make them the most money. Ta-da. And we're out.
That's true.
So it does make it what's the word? And I'm not saying it's bad. It's just a little
predictable.
It's fine. Looking at it, and I love that you said that you didn't mind HBK and Stone Cold winning. I don't hate it all the time, Sean. It's just I think WWE just leaned in on it too hard. Like we knew for years, like John Cena and Batista are bad at each other, but they're fighting the tag champs tonight, and I'd just be like, oh no. And this is why you don't have like a Demolition anymore. The Usos and New Day never lost to teams like that. That you can't do that to them. Like, you have to build them up. You shouldn't be beating them like that.
Fun facts for you. We will, and I promise you, I will not go off on a tangent. I thought the Mega Power should have beat Demolition for the tag team championship and then kept the titles until the Mega Powers exploded and have them relinquish the titles. See, I believe main event stars teaming up is good for wrestling because it makes tag teams, it makes the tag team division pop. Now, in AEW's case, they don't need a pop. They already have the best tag team division in the world, right? However, to me, Stone Cold HBK, Rock Undertaker, Rock Austin, Hogan Savage, to me, that doesn't bother me. There's nothing wrong with teaming up two singles powerhouses and making them a team. It doesn't bother me at all.
I'm just not a fan when they constantly do that, though. I don't know. Not a fan, if you want to know what Conradism. Next up, we had the international title, Bandito. Can you guess who won this one, guys? Versus Kyle Fletcher for the international championship.
What's your problem?
No,
you thought Kyle Fletcher should have lost?
No. What I'm saying is, Bandito, you don't have to put him in these situations where he's gonna lose, though. You could have put someone else here and had Bandito do something else, team with Brody. But at the end of the day, this was kind of the match that saves the show a lot in the highest regard. I think this was match of the night, in my opinion.
I mean, bell to bell.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
And Kyle Fletcher's been on a tear. I think me and you have said this guy is probably it for the future. He's going to be one of your future main events.
I'm giving him, 12 to 18 months or less.
Incredible contest, though. At one point, I did think Bandito might have had it with that big 21 plex he hit Sean. Fletcher kicked out at 2.99.
You know what I knew? You know when I knew Bandito was going to lose? When the match was announced.
Wow. See, and you talk about what are you mad about?
I'm just saying. I knew Bandito was going to lose when the match was announced. That's all I'm saying.
I did start talking myself into it a little bit more, though, because when he said he didn't want the Don Callis family ringside to try to prove a point and all that, I was like, they liking that or not? And I was just like, maybe. And I was just like, no. I'm not changing my pick. It's still Kyle Fletcher. But
you know when I knew that Brock Lesnar and Obafemi were going to fight 3 times? When they fought the first time. It's like there's certain writing on the wall, Conrad. You just know. Bandito was not going to win this match. Look, you're the one who advocates for predictability in wrestling.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm saying it's not bad. Sean, I'm going to use your line against you for once.
By all means.
You're a smart guy. I think you know what you're talking about. So if you can predict it, that means it's probably a logical move.
Okay.
It makes sense. Wrestling fans, we've all gotten smarter. Sorry. Newsflash. I wish I had something in here that was like a siren. Newsflash. We all got smarter. That it's just a fact. Touché. Sometimes it's harder to swerve us. You got to have the predictable show sometimes to get at it. Kyle Fletcher wins brainbuster off the top rope. I thought this was a fantastic match. Like I said, if you said match of the night, I'm not going to argue with you.
I wouldn't argue either. That is my match of the night.
And you got to promise me you're not going to get mad at this next segment.
I can't make any promises.
I need a promise.
All right, I promise.
Grand Slam Mexico, the match is now official. Kyle Fletcher, you promise. Speedball Mike Bailey.
Grand Slam what?
Mexico.
Grand Slam where?
you promised. You promised.
Okay, I promise you're right. I'm chilling.
This should be a fantastic match, though. I'm sure if it's anything like the C2 matchup they had, this is going to be a good one for Mexico to get. Do I see Speedball winning this? I don't know.
All jokes aside, it's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah. You know what? That was one of my favorite shows last year, like favorite Dynamite shows was that one.
But I got a sneaking feeling, though. I think I have a sneaking feeling that Speedball doesn't win the title.
Well, I don't want a fantasy book till we get to the main event, but
I got you.
I could see a friend coming back to say, you know what? You ain't my boy, and I'm taking that from you. And Kyle, look what I did. That's
Yep.
all I'm gonna say. And
Yep.
it could happen that way too.
I'm with you.
Because then the next month or in a couple weeks, it's all in. So
Sure.
peep game.
I mean, that's the match, in my opinion. The two people you're thinking about in the back of your head, that's the match for All In my opinion.
I think so. I think so. Could even be title for title.
There you go.
Next up, we had the Bang Bang Gang versus the Dogs. Sean, this match is getting dragged online.
And you know what? Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
What do you think went wrong in this one? Like, is it juice? Is it? I saw a lot of people just say the Dogs just ain't it, bro.
They're not. They're not, and I hate saying stuff like that. Conrad, I hate saying stuff like that because it comes across like I'm trying to throw water on somebody. The Dogs are not it, bro. They don't translate. And honestly, the Bang Bang Gang has lost a lot of steam as well. I mean, somebody like Jay White's never going to lose steam per se, but them as a team, you know, sometimes the injury bug really can have a detriment to your success.
Oh, we've seen it happen to many of people.
Yeah, so I mean, to answer your question or to comment on what you said, I should say, it was being trashed because it didn't resonate. Look, professional wrestling. Remember this, Conrad, and I'm saying remember this tongue in cheek because you already know. Wrestling is about making things resonate. That's what this whole business is about. What can you make resonate? What can you make stand out? What can you make memorable? What's memorable about the match that took place between the Dogs and the Bang Bang Gang last night?
That Dominator that almost ended Jay White again.
Right, but at the end of the day, though, that was a botch.
Someone said, I didn't get to see it because I saw two people arguing, but they had took the video down at this point. Like,
it came across to me as a botch. So to me, you don't jump on your soapbox. Not you. I'm talking about whoever. You don't jump on a soapbox and call that a highlight because to me it was almost a massive lowlight.
Yeah, I think people just felt it. Maybe it went on too long. Maybe it's them trying to acclimate from the Japan style.
Now, I will say that Finley, I think he should be a singles guy. I think he has something special.
This is interesting. So wait a minute. Do you think Jay White? Let's go through the people in this. Has Jay White lost at number one?
Yep.
So you think he's just what would you do with him right now?
I think Jay White should not be in a tag team. I think Jay White is one of the best professional wrestlers in the singles capacity of our time, and I think putting him in a tag team is criminal.
Yeah, I also think a double chain match, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is just me from what I've heard from wrestlers, those suck. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting hit with a chain, legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know they have their tricks to make it so it doesn't hurt as bad. You're getting hit with a chain, bro. This is not good. Not good. Lots of stuff to get tangled into. I was looking for blood in that match too, Sean. Like, I was like, okay, I see white pants. Is someone gonna bleed? They didn't do any of that in this. Nope. Juice Robinson, I like Juice a lot. I think the Guns are great. The Guns need to be in more tag team matches. Maybe the Guns should have been in this instead. Like, maybe that would have been more helpful to them.
I was excited to see them back last month, but there's something missing. There's something missing.
Are you ready to throw the bathwater out?
No. The jury's still out, but to me, last night was a definite setback as it relates to the momentum that I thought they would have after reemerging last month. That's real talk, bro. Like, honestly, I don't think there's a bigger AEW fan on all of social media outside of Conrad Cushman than Sean Hubbard. I have a great appreciation for All Elite Wrestling, and I have a great appreciation for Jay White. But having him in a chain match, tag team with Juice Robinson, it just ain't it, bro. It ain't it. You know, I just don't. Last night, God,
I told, and by the way, the finish was the Death Riders came in and helped. So yeah. I knew the Death Riders were going to get involved when they made sure to go out on a limb. And Gabe Kidd's been mentioned. He's in the G1 in Japan right now. If you're wondering, like, where's Gabe Kidd been? He's the link between, because he's in the Death Riders, but he's in the Dogs too. So he's like, oh, we're going to work together. So Yuta and Daniel Garcia helping, obviously it's going to be 5-on-5 at All In. They're going to do some type of big match with the dogs. It's basically old Bullet Club, new Bullet. It's Bullet Club Civil War, even though Bullet Club doesn't exist anymore. Just work with me, people here.
Bullet Club, basically Bullet Club West versus Bullet Club Far East.
Yeah, so they're going to beef with each other from this.
Last night was forgettable. That match, it was forgettable, and I'm disappointed. And no match with Jay White in it should be forgettable.
Right. I'm just laughing, seeing some of the other comments. I would respond back to some of these, but I can't now at this point. The dogs kind of suck over here. They were good in Japan, but it's not translating over here. You know what? I'm not mad at that statement. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Correct. I think that's a really accurate statement, and I think that holds true for a lot of professional wrestlers that come from Japan.
I also think the roster is getting bloated. There's a lot of people, and they're talking about signing more people. So it's like, where do you got to get in where you fit in? So what are you going to do? I'm glad I'm not the only one when white is worn. You know what time it is. As soon as I see that, I'm like, yep, who's getting it? Who's getting it? We'll move on from this one. Hopefully they can get it together and make it better for the next one. And I think Jay White, he needs to be on TV every week getting some reps. I don't care if it's trios. I don't care if it's a tag, something. Let this guy go to work.
Put some gold around his waist.
After this, we get Moxley is backstage telling basically Ospreay, like, you got to see this when it's time and you got to go for it when it's time. And he said, and if you won't pull the trigger, then I will. So that was foreshadowing for something later on in the show. Keep that in the back of your mind.
Right.
We get to the TBS championship. It was Maya World versus Hikaru Shida. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Shida set a record here, man. The two shortest title reigns for the women's world title and now the TBS title. 25 days. They went with Maya World, though, Sean, and I saw a lot of people hating on Maya World. And I'm not going to say that. Listen, there was definitely an issue with sisters on the show, is what I will say. And I noticed a lot of people saying that. I'm like, do you know how this looks right now? No, it's not like that. I'm just saying that. You know how this looks right now. You ain't happy for none of them? None of them. There's not one you're happy for? It's the character work. It's this. It's that. I was just like, you said what you said, bro. You said what you said.
The outcome did not anger me.
You know who's punching air right now? Nixon Newell.
Well, no question.
That could have been your spot. And you said I'm above doing a 2 or 3 minute match and leave. My World are high on their side, and they living it up to the fullest.
Yeah, I mean, we know that she lost her brother, right? And we know it was her birthday. So when stuff like that happens, it's like, oh, did she get it because she earned it? Or did she get it because of extenuating circumstances? I don't think so. If they were going to give something to her because of that situation, she would have won the Owen Hart Classic, right? She did not win the Owen Hart Classic. She lost. So I think she's a deserving TBS champion. I don't think she's going to hold it very long. I actually predict a multi-woman match at All In, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, we'll see what Maya ends up doing.
I don't think Maya's going to face anybody one-on-one at Wembley Stadium.
And maybe it's a trios match. You don't have to defend your title either. You can find something else to do.
That's true.
Yo, Jocelyn, chill. I can't even put that one up. I hear you, Rob. Rob said, put me in that office. That roster would get trimmed with the quickness. I think the singles tag teams are generally trash, devalue tag team wrestling. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. In regards, I'm happy at least Mercedes wasn't featured on the show. Yeah, bro, I saw the hate was real last night, bro. I was just like,
Y'all better wrap your head around what's going on, man. That's the next AEW Women's Champion you're talking about. I'm predicting it right now. No spoilers, just facts. You know what a spoiler is that's super, super predictable? Just talking.
I'm just talking
facts.
Matt Lopez thinks that it's a way to get the title to Athena. It could be.
Maybe.
It could be. Do you think now? At one point, I thought maybe Maya was the one to beat Athena. Do you think it's Maya or
no?
It's got to be Billy, right? Billy
Yeah,
Starks has kind of earned that spot.
I mean, shout out to Maya. She is not beating Athena. She's not beating Mercedes Moné. She's not in that elk. She's climbing, but she will be the somewhat quick TBS champion. There's a chance she may not even make it to Wembley with the title.
Now, Quills is talking facts right here, in my opinion. I'm happy for Maya World, but let's be real, it should have been Queen Aminata.
Of course.
I thought that 6-way, they made a mistake there. Off rip. Going into it, what was that? That was the demand. They came out and talked. This one, this is maybe where I defer on the show, where like I said, I'll say it was a good show. I thought this match actually delivered. It exceeded my expectations for what I had for it. Cage and Cope versus the Death Riders.
Nope.
I like that the Death Riders attacked early, split them up, put a beating on them, and yeah, I thought that they had a good match here.
No.
You didn't think so? I thought it was better than what I expected for it.
I thought it was very mid. Matter of fact, it's the most mid match they've had since they've gotten back together as a tag team.
Man, I love the finish too. I thought the finish was really good because they've been doing that little corner thing, like, oh, we got him in the corners, boom, 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 and then when Christian ducked the one, hits the spear, and then the guy, oh crap, I'm in trouble. Pop up, boom, Edge caught you. You're done.
I mean, look, to me it was mid, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Edge and Christian can do a lot better. I wasn't impressed. I mean, again, it's an ends to a means, right? We knew that they were going to Wembley, and we found out after the match who they're going to Wembley against. So, to me, you're going to get the best of Adam Copeland, the best of Christian, and the best of the Bucks on August 30th. Last night was not indicative of their best. I'm telling you, man, this pay-per-view fell flat in many ways.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry to tell you this because I know you're Mr. AEW, but I'm telling you, this pay-per-view was not the tag title match last night was a 6 out of 10.
What could have been done to make it more, though? Like, what did you?
Was
it just doomed?
That's a tough question. That's an open-ended question. I think the only thing I can say about Redemption or this tag title match, to be specific, is that it was a means to an end. I think this entire pay-per-view was a means to an end. And when you have pay-per-views, you mentioned it earlier, Elimination Chamber. When you have pay-per-views that are leading to big shows, it's almost like weekly television plus. You know? I'm talking about across the board. It's like weekly television plus. To me, Saturday night's main event is Monday Night Raw. Like, period. Like, there's nothing special about Saturday night's main event. They stumbled into something, 6-8 months ago when they had to crown a champion at Saturday night's main event. So CM Punk won the vacant title. But other than that, nothing of significance has happened during this current incarnation of Saturday night's main event. Last night gave me Saturday night's main event vibes. It was a good show. But at the end of the day, according to AEW standard.
That's what BJ wanted you to clarify.
Oh, okay, BJ. I didn't. Nice. There you go.
No, because when it keeps getting forgotten to be said, I think because it sounds like the show is bad, and it's
I don't want to come across that way. Let me be clear. I don't feel like I should have to say it every time I say something, but okay. Let me be clear. My stance is according to AEW standard, according to Edge and Christian standard since they've been together as a team in AEW, that was not their best performance. Last night was not AEW's best performance. That being said, AEW usually hits grand slams, no pun intended. Last night, they hit a double? You know what? A double can still win you the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, maybe they felt this was a bridge show. Sean, and here's something else I want people just to think about when you're talking about this show with your friends or whoever in the chat. When stuff goes wrong, too, it changes the game. Listen to the media calls. Tony Khan said the original main event was MJF's match that they had on Dynamite against Kenny. That was supposed to be here. So pretend that match is here. pretend that Willow never has to leave the tournament, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. That changes all of this, and it's completely different. Tony's top 2 things got ruined like instantly, like a month ago. And he was like, well, all right, I guess I got to figure this out now. Now at least I got this show, so I can just make everything right here. Let's just put the pieces together so we can get to this. Not saying that it's a good thing either. That doesn't mean you're off the hook for it either. You got to come up with something that's good.
Right. And I want to make a comparison that I think is very, very poignant for this moment in time, Conrad Cushman. We've talked in great length about WrestleMania, night 1, night 2, whatever you want to call it. And I want our wonderful chat audience to really pay attention to what I'm about to say. There is a big difference, a monumental difference in what happened last night as it relates to the annals of AEW pay-per-views compared to WrestleMania, compared to the annals of WrestleMania pay-per-views. As you look back at WrestleMania, especially night 1 of last year and this year, it was not a good show. Period. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Big
WrestleMania
difference.
was not a good show. Not a good show in WWE standard. No. WrestleMania, and I want to be very clear about this. Focus on what I'm saying, my brother. WrestleMania was not good. Period. Last night, AEW wasn't good compared to what they normally do. That's the difference.
And I have no issue with that take. That is 100% a fair take.
Right.
And I came on here. I told you how I felt. I don't think this was a great show either. Listen to my words. Good, right. Great. There's a grade scale down below. I'm saying this for a reason.
Right.
I think it's a good show. You might even say a solid show. My final grade for the show is a B to a B minus.
Yeah, and my final grade was a C plus. I mean, but again, I'm jaded when it comes to, no pun intended again, I'm jaded when it comes to AEW because I have such high standards for them. Maybe AEW has done so well. Maybe I'm being unfair. I could be being unfair. Maybe last night was a B plus show. I don't know. But I mean, I'm so used to them to them having a 4.0 grade point average.
Right. Well, that's what. It's like the kid who comes home with all A's all the time, and then he's like, "Oh man, I got an 87."
Right.
How dare you? Like you don't know how to react. Miracle said Willow was never injured. That was part of the story. That doesn't make sense, though. At least to me. And here's why I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
But listen, I hear his point though, because you stripped her of the title, and then she was back the week after you crowned the new champion. She could have kept the belt at that point.
Right.
But I understand that part of it, but Willow's from New York City. You don't think they would have wanted her to win the Owen Hart tournament or it wasn't the Owen Hart tournament. It was the beginning of the Owen Hart tournament, excuse me, at Double or Nothing. She could have been there with her family. Like that would have been a perfect moment to have that. Then she would have brought her family to Forbidden Door. Like, yo, I did it. I won the whole thing. Like they would have wanted that moment. So something happened. I don't know what. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm just waiting for if you know any more, if there's a backstory to it, let me know. Mm-hmm. Matt Lopez brings up a good question. Is the Bucks and Cage and Cope actually the match? And Johnson said, is it time for FTR to come back? FTR, I think, are in the midst of a contract talks of how much you're going to give us. Well, do you think that's the match, Sean?
To answer Jocelyn, I agree. And to answer Leezy, it's the match for now. It's the match for now.
Sean, I'll tell you something crazy right now. You want a little Dynamite prediction?
Yep.
My hand hurts a little bit. Dynamite's in Detroit.
Yep. Motor City. Motor City.
I wish they could get that song, but I doubt TNA's lending them out anymore these days. Going forward here. We get to Chris Jericho and Tommaso Ciampa, no holds barred. Once again, I thought this was better than what I thought. Listen, And you know me, Sean. Me and you talk about Jericho all the time.
Yeah.
I go in with Jericho, and I'm like, Jericho, what are we gonna do here? I thought Jericho, he did stuff in this. It wasn't weak. He brought it. All right, let's do it. Ciampa, I thought brought it too. I think he had a little extra pride on his sleeve with like what we're gonna do in this match because he was bleeding buckets. He looked like Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. He did really good in this one. And took that L. I hope this is the end of this feud. Please don't let Chris Jericho extend these feuds for like a whole year. Well, I know they're 1-1. I'm worried.
Hi, my name is Sean, and I respect Chris Jericho. Just in case anybody never didn't know. I mean, last night's just another example. Now, do I think they knocked it out the park? No. Do I think it was good? Yes. Chris Jericho is a national treasure when it comes to professional wrestling. I mean, dude is like a freaking chameleon. I mean, the Painmaker, the Learning Tree, Y2J, the list. I mean, dude is just, if we really want to be fair, Conrad, we should start considering him to be in the conversation for the greatest of all time. And I know that might be a reach to some people, but you know something? Who's done it better for longer? Answer me that.
He's got this one. I mean, Learning Tree, I'm still throwing that out a little bit, but you see where Big Bill's going. You see where he's at now.
People sell out all the time.
I think it was the better. I'm not mad at him for that. It was probably the better.
I am. I'm glad you're not. I am.
Sean, what was he going to do here? I can't get booked. I'm going. Thanks.
Well, I mean, to me, like I said, we'll see. To me, everybody,
it sounds good.
Everybody thinks the grass is green until they realize it's spray painted.
We'll see. Are you in a tag team or are you a singles? Is what I would be asking.
Well, I mean, is Enzo Amore coming with him?
Potentially. Jericho wins with the Judas effect with tacks all over it. It was a fine and dandy match. Oh no, he wins with the power drill. I lied. Mm-hmm. He pulls out a power drill that they had teased in the match before, and Ciampa immediately tapped. I don't think it really caught him.
That part wasn't well done.
Yeah.
But sometimes wrestling can be, implied.
Well, then again, I don't want to see the AJ Styles. I quit.
Right.
Eat the stairs anyway. True. Now you look dumb. So, jumping into the national title match, I'm going to give respect here first before I say anything else. Mm-hmm. Mark Davis. Tremendous. Exceeding your expectations. And this is what he did with that national championship. But we all knew what time it was when this was announced as well, right? This is the first match announced, I think, for this card. We knew what time it was. How you know? We just know, Andrade. We just know. Andrade winning this title, it makes too much sense, John. Makes too much sense.
He's a heartthrob. He's got some momentum going. I mean, look.
That back elbow, Jericho should not do his elbow because Andrade does it 10 times better, in my opinion.
Yes, he does. Look, shout out to Andrade. Maybe he can make this his moment. You know what I'm saying? We see that he's kind of stumbled around over the last however long, but like he's really caught some momentum over the last couple of months. So, I think the championship win was very much deserved. I think he holds the title at least through All In and probably has a decent opponent and has a big match. So, I mean, I'm happy. Look, one thing I will say about all these matches, AEW has set the stage for All In. And you know how I know AEW set the stage for All In? Because every match basically had a situation where after the match was over, they put on the match that was coming up for All In.
Yeah.
So,
they're building. They're building. Yeah. There's levels to this. And shout out to Delayed Grass, too, for pulling up. That's what I was talking about, though, where you're not happy for any of them, any of these people that you listed. None of them. You had something to complain about with every single one of these. That was what it kind of hurts my soul a little bit. That's all I'm saying. There's no way that there's this many complaints for it. It may be temporary, but Black Woman Magic is thriving in AEW, and they all look good.
That's true. And I will say, I agree with you, Jocelyn. And I will say this about Chris Jericho. It might be about time to call him the greatest Canadian wrestler of all time. I love Bret Hart, but it might be time. Stop living blind to reality. People get mad when I throw out the idea. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm 50-50. But people get mad at the idea that I say that Chris Jericho could very well be the greatest Canadian professional wrestler of all time. Because automatically people say, Bret Hart, Bret Hart, Bret Hart. I love Bret Hart. I'll go on the record right here on Clash of the Podcast, right, Conrad? This is our show. I love and admire and respect Bret the Hitman Hart. We might need to just stop focusing on how much we love Bret Hart and start looking at resumes. What have I said from the start, Conrad? Resumes matter. Chris Jericho, to say Chris Jericho, is it really that far-fetched to say Chris Jericho is the best Canadian wrestler of all time? Is it really that far-fetched? It's not.
I think it's a conversation worth having. That might be a whole nother show. We'll wait for that.
Yeah, I know it's hard.
But I do have a thing where I'm like, well, he did this and he didn't do this. So, because I do think it matters if you were actually on top versus you're in the mix. But that's also a product of your era. It's not his fault that's his era. There's differences in all of this.
Yep.
T-Ferg's not like Owen better than Bret. Some
well,
people
do. Shout out to T-Ferg. I like Owen, God rest his soul. I liked Owen better than Bret, but Bret was better.
Yeah, and that could just be preference. You know what I mean? Like, Chris Jericho doesn't think he's better than Bret Hart, so you shouldn't. Come on, Ripshot. He's just making a claim. Making a claim.
Chris Jericho doesn't think he's better than Bret, so you shouldn't. I mean, Chris Jericho. I think Chris Jericho. I want to read. Yeah, I'm gonna give BJ his chance to shine in a second. Back to Ripshot for 2 seconds before we go to BJ. Chris Jericho showing respect to Bret Hart. That's why he would never say he's better than Bret Hart. But resumes matter. Look at his resume and compare the two. It's a toss-up. And I like what BJ had to say. I think Bret is top five Canadian wrestler of all time, but I think he sits at least behind Jericho and Kenny. That could be true. I would probably give Bret the nod over Kenny, barely. And I think Bret and Jericho is a toss-up.
And I think Kenny and Jericho has the same argument that I just brought up to you, though.
Right. Yes, sir.
Sean, write this down. This might be a Hubonomics. This might be a good one to have.
I'm excited because I didn't see this one coming. This wasn't a plan, bro.
Right. Jericho's not in the same league. Remember, Sean, it's not just the wrestling. It's the little things that Bret did in the ring. Bret didn't get a chance to have a longer career. I mean, Bret was around for a long time. For all of our lives and before us.
It'll be a Hubonomics, but it has to be a Hubonomics with you with me. Because we're not going to, this is something.
See, Hub's trying to drag me into getting in trouble. Watch.
No, you can't do that, man. You can't do that.
He's going to come out here with Jacques Rougeau, talk about him on that list. I'm going to have to be like,
listen, look, put it in the comments, guys, or hit me on social media. All jokes aside, because I will do a Hubonomics about this. Is Chris Jericho better than Bret Hart all time? I don't think the four. I think, and we're going to move on from this, Conrad, because we got more to talk about. I think we're conditioned to say Bret Hart's the greatest Canadian wrestler of all time. And you know why I think that's okay? Because I love Bret Hart and I respect Bret Hart and I appreciate Bret Hart. But you got to take a step back and you got to look at the resume. What does Sean say all the time? Resumes matter. Look at the resume. It's not blasphemous to say, yo, maybe Chris Jericho might be better than Bret Hart. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's a mix of guys that you could put the argument in for. Like I said, I even think with Kenny, I think the same thing holds true with Jericho. Kenny was never the guy in New Japan even. Kenny was in the mix. He wasn't the guy.
Shout out to before we move on, shout out to T. Ferg. Do you put Edge on that list, assuming you mean the greatest Canadian wrestlers of all time? He's on the list, but he's not on top of it.
Yeah, Christian's there too.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's how I roll.
I like Captain Charisma.
That's right. And the Prince of Phenomenal.
Yep.
People forget when AJ was catching them strays. Next, women's title match. This is one I saw a lot of people upset about too. And I think it's the love for Tekla. I can't be mad at it. I thought she did do a serviceable job as the women's champ. I thought she was really good. Willow Nightingale, we've been kind of waiting for this moment for how long now? Would it have been better at Wembley, perhaps?
I mean, it could have been. Real quick before we move on, chat, let me know. Yes, all I need is a yes or no. 2 weeks from, well, I guess 1 week from Thursday, like 10 days from now, Hubonomics, best Canadian wrestler of all time debate. Let me know if that's what you want to see. All right, Conrad, let's move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, look, Willow. Oh, this bothers me, bro. I love Willow.
I heard this so much, though. I was like, "Do you love her? Because you're crapping on her right now." Is what I was telling people.
I love Willow Nightingale, and I love her so much that I'm not gonna articulate as much as I normally would for anybody. I thought the match was not as it wasn't very good. I think the right person won. But I just wish the match was put together better. Does that make any sense?
I can hear you on that. It's tough, man. It's really tough, I think, for it, because you advocate for someone to get this moment, but no, not now. No, it's not good. Sometimes when you say that, Sean talks about resumes mattering. It's mattering a word. Mattering.
Resumes matter, or resumes do matter, or resumes should continue to matter.
I need that. It's basically what we're trying to say. You need that on your resume. If that doesn't happen, bro, like you might, Willow may never get that chance again. And people don't think about it like that. Here's a new signing here. Maya World catches fire there. Ruby Soho's back. Oh, I forgot about you. Hey, Britt Baker, you caught fire again. And then you're like, man, how come Willow never got the belt? Wrestling fans forget this stuff. And I know it's not popular of me to say this. Show by the fans for the fans when we talk about everything pro wrestling. But sometimes we are the enemy to some of these wrestlers. Like, you said you wanted me to get it. Well, not like that. Not. This isn't the idea I had for it. I thought that they did what they could. Sky Blue came out there. She ended up getting knocked down and things like that. Willow ends up winning with a backslide. I don't want to go through move by move for all of this either tonight. She wins with the backslide, but she's been winning with that. Even when she was the TBS champion, she was beating people with the backslide. Is that foreshadowing?
I am not deviating, Conrad, but I just saw a comment that is so on the money. We're going to come back to it. Delayed Grats. Oh, my God. Just don't read it out loud yet, Conrad. We're going to come back to it. Just look at what Delayed Grats had to say about the learning tree, and we'll come back to it another day. We'll come back to it later today.
No, another day sounded better.
No, yo, Willow. The backslide part, I don't know, bro.
Is that what you hated to finish, that she won with the backslide?
When I saw her win, I was like, yo, the right woman won. This is fantastic. But the match was kind of, oh, my God. I'm so torn, bro, because I don't want to throw shade. I love Willow, and she deserved to win. I predicted her to win. She should have been the winner. I just don't like the way she won. Do you like the way she won?
It didn't bother me.
It didn't bother?
She won with the backside. She's been winning like that, though. Like, I remember her last, like, few title defenses. She was just beating people with backslides.
And also, it also was kind of clunky, too. The match was a bit clunky.
Do you think Tekla should have went into All In to main event?
No, absolutely not. Willow and Mercedes is the match. But I would like to see Willow wrestle again before to get that little bit of an I was going to say nasty taste out of our mouths. It's not a nasty taste. It's just I've seen Willow do better. And she probably will do better. And she probably will do better in Wembley Stadium.
Do you understand my pushback though with some of this stuff when people are saying it? Like it's like I don't hate Willow, but and I'm just like I don't know what you guys want me to say here, or what you want me to do. But I can also, and I'm gonna say this from the other side because I know I'm arguing with you, but I can kind of see some of the points too, though. I get it. Listen. I know Kelson's. I don't know if he's still in the chat or whatnot, but they were not happy about it. If you're a Stardom fan, they were like, "Yo, Tekla should have been in there. She over exceeded expectations. She deserves this moment." Tekla to me has a ready-made storyline with Stardom people. It could be a trios match so that they get back the Artists of Stardom championships at All In. But will they do that? Won't they do that? I don't know. Just so our audience isn't wondering here with this Big Bill thing. I hope Delayed Grass was joking when he said this. But he said Big Bill got his old job back, so the learning tree was a success.
I don't see the lie. I don't see the lie, Delayed Grass. Before I'm gonna let Conrad have the whole stage. Delayed Grass, you are 100% correct. Big Bill would not be in WWE right now if he did not have the learning tree to show his stuff on television. Thank you, Chris Jericho, for getting me my job back. Salutations and sincerity, Big Bill. Conrad, the floor is yours.
Conrad's argument to this, which, yes, he had to have a tape to show them, of course. They were going to take whoever they could get from there anyway.
Oh, my God.
Am I lying? What's Lexus King doing? What's Lexus King doing? Is he NXT champion yet? All right, we're done here. What was the point of that signing? How's that going? And I like Brian Pillman Jr. for the record.
I hear he was a guest on my show back in the day.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a little flying Brian. Let's talk this main event real quick, Sean, because there's a segment after this. Kenny Omega, Kevin Knight. Now, I want definitely your gauge, Chad. I want your gauge and read on this too after the fact. Kenny Omega, Kevin Knight. Essentially, Sean, they did let Kevin Knight shine. He came out with a new theme. He had the swag. He delivered in all the spots he needed to deliver. But they actually kind of made this a different main event. AEW, and I would even say modern wrestling as a whole, is very 50-50 now. Mm-hmm. Like, I know what you're going to do. You know what I'm going to do. Blah, 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 blah. This one, they kind of went like, yo, we're going to go 70-30. We're giving 70 to Kenny, 30 to Kevin. And I think it was wise to do that because Kevin looked fantastic in the match. Like, I think they got the job done. Like, this dude's a main eventer. Mm-hmm. What they did here, though, too, was Kenny was arrogant at some of the spots. Like, yo, I'm the man. Like, do you know who I am right now, who you're in the ring with?
You'll never be me. You'll
never be me. And I was just like, woo, I like that, though. He showed a little... I needed this Kenny Omega like last year, and I get it. He's been sick and things like that, but Kenny showed up to play, and he was just like, "Yo, you better remember who you're dealing with." Fantastic work. He avoids the one-winged angel. He finally catches him with it. He gets the big 3 count. After the match, he's celebrating, and then here come the Death Riders. Here comes the bullshiggity, as I like to call it. They come out there and they're like, oh, yeah, it's time to put a beat down. The Bucks see it. They're like, not my friend. They run down, smacked easily, real quick. Like, no one of you got CT, beat it. Throw them down. They get beat down. Here comes Will, and Will's like, oh, no. They're setting Kenny's neck up in the chair like they did him. And he's like, no. This is not cool. We don't need to do this. And I even love, remember Wheeler Yuta used to be the punk?
Yeah.
In the situation, like, no, please, I can't watch you do this to Brian. Now Wheeler Yuta's like, come here. It's going to be all right. Do it. As he's hugging him. And Will's no fool. He knows. He's like, no. We're not doing that. So he pushes down Claudio. They're like, what are you doing? Moxley comes in. I'm the dad. I'm a man of reason. Give me the chair, son. Put the chair down. We don't need this. All right, calm down. You got to do it. You got to go for it. Then he pulls out the plastic bag.
Yep. Sure did.
And he gives Will the plastic bag and says, I want you to end him. Put him down. It's time. Will's looking like he wants to do it. He's shaking. He's like, I don't know. Will goes to rip the bag. He's struggling with it. Those plastic bags can be hard to rip sometimes, just to be fair. I've struggled with them too. So I felt bad in that situation for him for a second, but he recovered fine. And he ends up hitting Moxley. He ducks all the Death Riders. They go out. They fly out of the ring. And Kenny gets up. He's like, what was that? What are you doing? Come on, bruv. We're friends. We're family. Doesn't this all sound familiar? That's right. That's right. I've got your back. The Young Bucks playing Diana Hart. And so they're out there. They're just like, okay, all right. And they go up to the apron. They're like, yay, this other pay-per-view is going off. We're friends. We're fighting each other. This is cool. We're going to have a good time at the pay-per-view because we're buddies. Not how wrestling goes. And if you saw it, they copied something, Sean. Do you remember how someone got kicked out of the Bullet Club?
I certainly do.
Mr. AJ Styles. You love doing that Styles Clash so much, you're going to get it just like he did. Kenny jumped down, catches him, one-winged angel, done. GG's, he put him down. Kenny was talking his mess. The Young Bucks were like, what are you doing, bro? And Kenny was like, get over here and pose. It's time, baby. He puts up the belt. He just does his pose. And even the Young Bucks, they look reluctant. They're just like,
right.
Yes. Like, I'm rolling with my boy. That's what he said we're doing. That's what's happening. What did you think of that ending? Was it a heel turn by Kenny? Some people are saying that. I didn't see it that way. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are in the chat's thoughts.
I mean, it's not a heel turn yet because if you look very closely at how it ended, he was talking to Ospreay, and we don't know what he was saying to Ospreay, but it was kind of along the lines, in my opinion, of like, I didn't want to have to do that to you, man. But you kind of like, you forced the envelope.
And he held that bag like he thought about doing it. Kenny was like, I know you didn't think about doing this.
Like, you gotta understand, like, I'm the champion, you're the challenger.
And you know what was crazy, Sean? I forgot to say this too. All three of them were right in their own way. Ospreay's neck got better because he listened to Moxley. He's like, yeah, like, this guy's telling me the right things to do. Kenny told him, don't trust this guy. He's bad news. Stay away from him. Kenny was right. Yep. And then Moxley was right too when he said, you gotta go when it's time, when it's your time to do what you need to do. You hit him with the tiger driver. You hit them in the back of the neck. I don't care what they want. If they're your friend or you got some feelings for them, end them. He was right too.
Yep.
I don't know where this is going.
And now we have a heel versus babyface, but we're not sure if he's a heel yet. I think he's a hybrid because I think he's going to come out talking like he's a babyface on Wednesday.
Val, love it. Love to hear that you enjoyed seeing it live. So you think he's a babyface as well?
I think he's still a babyface for now.
Okay.
But of course, Ospreay's gonna go, what are you doing, bruv? Why did you do that to me, bruv?
Well, things got to get heated. Now it's what's your problem? What's your problem? You're my problem.
I hate to say it, it's kind of like Cody Rhodes and CM Punk.
I think it's going to get more heated than that. They're still doing I still like you. I know your dad. I know your father. So was it Kenny going dark? Let's go. I don't know. BJ said he didn't think it was a heel turn. All of that sounds like a cluster. It could be. Some people don't like Moxley being involved in this at all.
I don't either. It's not necessary.
I mean, maybe this is how they get him out of it too, though. Or Ospreay could take the Death Riders from him. Ospreay, this could go a multitude of ways. That's why I think you're saying it's a cluster, but it's also there's paths to this because I don't know what happens after he wins the title. There's no like next champion in my mind. But let's go through this, man. We got still a few more things to talk about. At some point today, they announced in Athens, Georgia, Wednesday, September 9th, they are going to be doing a special Dynamite for Rebel. Rebel, if you guys don't know, was diagnosed with ALS. And people have been doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge across wrestling and AEW for Rebel. They are doing a special show in the Atkins Arena. If anyone is going to go to that, but very special show. And I thought it was cool that they ended up doing that for her.
Absolutely. I mean, what a debilitating disease that is. And, it's just unfortunate that, this thing continues to wreak havoc. I remember we were doing ALS challenges years ago, and we hoped that would kind of break us through. But, it seems to have reared its ugly head once again. And, we hope to get a cure for it. But, I love what AEW is doing, paying tribute and continuing to help the cause.
Yeah. I love that they were doing that. And I hope that Britt Baker's on the card. Anyone who interacted with Rebel, get him on the card.
What it's all about.
Yeah, and I love that Tony's still taking care of Rebel. Like, don't worry about it. Your stuff is good. Very cool. So love to see professional wrestling doing good things. Also in the world of AEW, Eddie Kingston's not going to be doing too many indie shows anymore, he said. He's kind of winded down. Eddie Kingston's been around for years. He's going to be challenging for the Hog World title, though, against Charles Mason, a top indie prospect. So this guy's got something. If you've never seen him wrestle, definitely check out House of Glory in Sean's neck of the woods. They'll be in the NYC Arena in Jamaica, Queens, August 7th. Make sure you check that out. And then, Sean, you want to talk Dark Side of the Ring real quick?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Man, I thought this was I didn't know how they were going to make this a whole episode. I don't know if you saw this match like during the lore of it. Like I didn't see it live. I saw this like kind of after on YouTube years later. Necro Butcher versus Samoa Joe, and they made these cool VHS tapes. I don't know who's got a VCR anymore to watch this, but they made these special ones, and Samoa Joe and Necro Butcher signed them for fans. And I thought this was just an interesting story of how they got to the match. IWA Mid-South, Ian Rotten found a way to promote this and get this match. It turned out to be the clusterest of clustery, but it worked, and it made them probably a lot of money in independent wrestling fame. CM Punk's on commentary for this. Dave Prazak's on commentary. Eddie Kingston's jumping on commentary as well for this. He's talking. Bryce Remsburg's the referee. Like, look at where all these people are. It's a who's who of wrestling today. And yeah, just fantastic work. To set this up, Sean, the easy explanation is 2 ROH guys went to Chikara. That was an indie promotion. Be careful if you Google it because there's a lot of stuff since speaking out with that promotion. But they had a match. They were 2 guys from like the ROH dojo. Necro Butcher and his partner faced them. They were allegedly roughing them up a little bit, and they basically beat the crap out of them. Wrestlers did that back in the day. Like, if the match ain't going good, I'm all right. It's going to look real now. Here it comes.
Here we go.
And like I said, these were trainees. Samoa Joe hears about it. He cuts a promo. Ian Rotten's like, hey, man, we could do a match between you guys in Philadelphia. And Necro Butcher is a indie deathmatch wrestler. Samoa Joe is Ring of Honor pure style. If you weren't around in those days, different styles. Wrestling fans are very territorial. Like, I'm a deathmatch guy. And there's other people who are like, I like pure wrestling in the ring. And blah. I lean more towards the Joe side. I'll be honest. And I'm sure Clown likes GCW. Clown might have been the deathmatch kind of guy back then. I think there's room for all of it personally. But some fans don't think like that. Necro Butcher, they talk about, like, what did this match mean to you? Necro Butcher was like, I needed to prove to Samoa Joe that I could stand with Samoa Joe. I'm a wrestler, too. Samoa Joe's response is the best part in this episode. Can I read it?
Yeah, please.
My girlfriend lived in Philly, so I took this booking so I could go get some buns, basically.
Wow.
Samoa Joe was like, it's his wife now, but he was like, yeah, my girl was there and I'm going home. Like, heck yeah, I'll be there. Sure. What do you need me to do? And they had no issues with it. Joe just was like, yeah, I never thought too much about this. Like, okay, it's a match. Cool, let's do it.
You know, Joe, he be chilling. He doesn't really care.
Yeah, Joe, look at this guy. This looks like a guy who cares.
He is chilling. He don't care.
Yeah, I loved it for Joe. And they showed the match on. It's one of the bloodiest, like, matches.
It's a gore fest.
Necro's coming back from a tour off Japan. His head's already like halfway split open. If you don't know anything about deathmatch wrestling, these guys pop, boom, it's over. It's over. He's bleeding. They're trying to do flips onto the floor, like suplexes onto the floor. He can't even get over. His head lands on top of Joe. Joe's like, yeah, everyone's talking about his head. How about the pain for me? Look at how he lands on me. They show it in slow motion, like he's on his neck, and he's like, dude, what's going on here? But he's a bloody mess. Like, the guy can't hang or do anything else with it, man.
Yeah, that match was a sacrifice for sure, man.
Yeah, it definitely put Joe over, and they kind of just went through it. But I thought, Sean, as a whole, it was a really good episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring, I think, should be critically acclaimed for what they do. They really dig deep, and they give the fans a behind-the-scenes look of some of the most important stories in history, man. Like, I'm still buzzing about the TNA one last week.
And shout out to Rob Naylor. Like, he was like someone who said it on the he was like, yeah, I wrote it on the message boards back in the day. Like, I want to see Samoa Joe, Necro Butcher. Shut up, loser. You don't know what you're talking about. So just remember that when you hear us say stuff. Sometimes if people go crazy on us, it's like,
I want a full behind-the-scenes breakdown of WrestleMania 3. I want it to be talked about about how Andre almost didn't come, about how Paul Orndorff missed the show because he was the standby for Andre. I want WrestleMania 3 Dark Side of the Ring.
I don't know if they got enough people. Well, they probably have people who could talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, some people, they should have done it 10 years. I know what you're trying to say, yeah.
Yeah, you might have missed your chance to get good people who could really talk about it. Chad, what up, brother? Good to see you.
Chad?
Good to see you. Yeah, fantastic. If you guys get a chance, go check that out. And then we're going to breeze through here. We got some WWE news. Oh, the next episode, too, for Dark Side next week. Sean, you ready to talk about it? You know who we're talking about next week?
I'm with you.
If you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, the Big Boss Man.
The correction.
Their commercial scared me on their like Instagram story. It was just Boss Man beating Hulk Hogan on that Brother Love episode with who was it? Slick.
Yeah, by the way, Hogan deserved it because Hogan was very disrespectful to the Brother Love show. First of all, Hulk Hogan, you show respect to Brother Love. That's his show. He's a man of love. And you don't sit up here and disrespect him like that. You have to learn about control, Hulk Hogan. And Big Boss Man taught you.
Why do you remember this promo so well?
Big Boss Man taught you about control.
Boss Man handcuffs this man to the bike rack or whatever you want to call it, the guardrail, and he just starts wailing on him with the nightstick. And I was just like,
Big Boss Man took it easy on him. I want to give respect and appreciation to the late great Ray Traylor for showing restraint, because it could have been a lot worse for you, Hogan.
Oh man, I'm fearful if they start talking about that Big Show feud.
All I know is this: Big Boss Man was minding his own business, having a we don't need Hulk Hogan intruding on people's interview time, being disrespectful. Okay, chat. You let everybody know what's going on. You let me know how you feel. Big Boss Man did his job. Is he not a corrections officer from Cobb County, Georgia? Did Hogan not break the law? Well, you know what? When you break the law with the Big Boss Man, you pay the price. You pay the price. You have a right to feel pain. And if you choose to have an attorney present, I'll hurt him too. I'm all about law, order, and justice. The Big Boss Man is all about law, order, and justice. And Hulk Hogan, you had to learn about control.
You think they're going to talk about, man, this is pretty good. What's on this? Oh, it's pepper. Yo, Boss Man was a heel, bro. They were
I never. That storyline was rough for me.
That one was.
What they definitely should talk about. They should talk about nails.
Dude, the one with Big Show is crazy, bro. That's like legit heat. Like he did not care about anything. I was like, I want Big Show to beat him. Like, beat this man down.
Big Show stumbles his big goofy behind into a world title at Survivor Series.
Boss Man found his way to becoming tag team champion, all that, even when he came back. Like, just craziness. Absolute craziness. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with for that next episode. Let's talk the news. Mike Santana confirms his new name, even though he's been called Mike Santana on NXT multiple times, and I hate this. He is Cruz Montana. Why do you have two last names as a name? Why? Why, Sean? Why does this company do this?
It's bad. It's bad.
Cruz Montana. He's here.
It's bad. I don't know, bro. I mean, Cruz Montana, that's rough. That is
maybe he'll beat Tony D'Angelo because apparently Naraku wasn't good enough to do it. So
at all. I mean, that's what they implied.
Yeah, 0-2. Man, that's going to be a rough name change for him. I feel like Cruz Montana is not as cool.
It's not. It's not.
We'll see.
Like I said, that grass, it looks greener, but it's just spray paint.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. WrestleMania 15. You gotta chill, bro. Gotta chill. I was at a friend's birthday party when that one happened. Cruz Montana, he's done before he got started. I still think he'll be successful at NXT. I think the reality will hit when you get that call up.
Yep, he'll be successful in the minors.
Wow. By the way, I think one of their own wrestlers, didn't Nikki Bella or someone say that this week? Or I forgot. Someone was like, oh, you girls from the minors came up here. And I was like, you're talking about your own brand show.
Not often that I agree with anything Bella says, but she was right about that one.
Hall of Famer.
Oh, please.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Oh, please.
Sean, I want to get your thoughts on this. Bayley's WWE contract expected to end later this year, and she has not signed a new contract.
I don't believe that one. I mean, I believe the circumstance we're in, but I don't believe she's not going to re-sign. She'll be back.
So you think she stays with WWE?
Somebody like Bayley doesn't have anything outside of WWE. Bayley wouldn't work in TNA. Bayley wouldn't work in AEW. Bayley wouldn't work out in my backyard. Bayley needs to sign with WWE, stay with WWE, keep with WWE. Do what you got to do to stay.
Mercedes teased it.
Yeah, Mercedes is a better talent. Mercedes' talent translates to all places. Bayley is a WWE person. Think about what I'm saying. I'm not just saying it to be funny. WWE is tailor-made, or I should say Bayley is tailor-made for WWE. It's not a situation like in many cases where WWE hamstrings a talent. No. Bayley doesn't have, to me, respectfully, Bayley doesn't have the range to go outside of being Bayley. Bayley is who she is, and Bayley needs to be in WWE to remain who she is.
I didn't think that after she lost the hug gimmick that I didn't think it was going to work, but I actually thought I liked her as a heel a lot.
Yeah, I like her as a heel too, but what has she been lately? You know what she's been lately?
Bayley.
Yeah, she's been confused.
They haven't given her.
You know what? I'm confused when I watch her because I don't know whether to cheer, boo, cry, laugh. I don't know what's going on.
I'm hoping for something good for Bayley.
Yeah, I'm hoping for something good too. Like I'm hoping for snow in June and whole snow in July, but you know that doesn't usually work out that way.
Mike Santana sounds like a real person. Cruz Montana sounds like he should be a Booster Gold sidekick in a comic book.
Agreed, BJ.
Bayley has spread her wings in the wrestling scene. Getting her can help a ton with new indie talents. It could be.
Yeah, it could. It wouldn't do nothing for her though. I agree, BJ. It would do something for others, but it would not do anything for her.
Yeah. I know she's been doing those wrestling retreats for the women just to talk to them and put them on. They barely get names right. Talking about SummerSlam. There's hope. We're gonna get into SummerSlam. I promise you. Next up, Royce Keys. Sean, I wanted your thoughts more so on this. I'm not too mad at this. I understand when you go to the other side, like Tommaso Ciampa was talking about how great Tony is too. I get it, man. I get it. I'm sure WWE fans are like, you traitor. Royce Keys, and the reason he left AEW. There's a lot of personal ones that I won't speak on, but the dream was always to be a WWE superstar.
Oh, so nice. I'm so happy that you achieved your dream. You know, when I decided to get into my field of work, my biggest dream was to be somebody that just is right in the middle. Nobody really notices. That was my dream too. And you know something? It seems like Royce Keys is right on track for being that guy that, oh, you know what? Oh, is he on the show? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? If you want to see Royce Keys on a regular basis, all you got to do is go to WWE's YouTube channel and check out an episode of Main Event. And you can see him whenever you want. Because after SummerSlam, it's over. Because Royce Keys is going to lose. And Royce Keys is never going to be a champion in WWE. And Royce Keys will never be relevant in WWE. You know why? Because WWE is not a place to go if you want to thrive. If you're somebody like Royce Keys. Oh, if you're a butt kisser like Cody Rhodes, you'll thrive. Oh, yeah, you'll be fine if you'll kiss butt like Cody Rhodes and tell everybody that you love them. And you can be a butt kisser hypocrite like CM Punk and say that you're back home when you talked about the company like garbage for 10 years. But Royce Keys, I'm glad your dream is to be a mid-carder. I'm glad your dream is to just barely be able to get over the hump and have people notice you, barely be on television. You know something? I hope you realize, Royce Keys, that a 6-man tag at SummerSlam is the best you're ever going to get.
Moving forward.
Yeah, let's move forward.
John,
you know why? You know what's not moving forward? Royce Keys' career.
That is Sean Hubbard, folks.
He is
saying what he's
got to say. And tell me, and you know what? Nobody can. No, take that off the screen. Take that off the screen right now, brother. You know why? Because I'm sick and tired of this crap, man. Royce Keys was having a thriving career in AEW. Royce Keys had gold around his waist in AEW. Royce Keys was valued in AEW. I'm so sick of this narrative. Oh, I got to get to WWE. What has he done since he's been here? What has he done? I'm serious. What has he done? This is his highest profile match. He's going into a 6-man tag at SummerSlam. This is his highest profile match. He's been here since January. He debuted in the Royal Rumble and wasn't seen on TV for 3 months. What are we even talking about, bro? I don't want to hear this crap. He made a mistake, and it's time that we all recognize the fact that Royce Keys made a mistake. Lexis King made a mistake. There's so many people that have made mistakes. You know who didn't make a mistake? Jade Cargill didn't make a mistake. Cody Rhodes didn't make a mistake. But for all the people that did do the right thing for their career, going from AEW to WWE, there are plethora of people. Let me ask you a question. Did Ricky Saints make the right decision?
Ain't looking too hot right now.
All right, now we can talk about WWE Radio.
Some pretty significant news. It appears Sirius XM 156, the home of Busted Open, will be rebranding as WWE Radio today, July 27th. Busted Open will remain in the rotation, and WWE podcasts will be aired, plus live play-by-play of WWE events. Dave LaGreca cuts a promo, Sean, I don't know if you saw it, where he said, nothing's going to change. You're still getting my legendary rants. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. Nothing has changed. And then Fightful comes out and says, Busted Open Radio, not expected to cover AEW moving forward.
Of course not. Then
Thunder Rosa reportedly gone from Busted Open Radio following the WWE rebrand. By the way, if you don't know, Thunder Rosa, friend of Sean and myself.
I love Thunder Rosa, actual friend of the show. Of course she's going to be gone. You know why? Because she bleeds AEW, and they can't represent AEW on that brand because it's a WWE brand now.
It's lame. And this is why...
Thank you! That's what I've been waiting for! It's time for Conrad Cushman to unleash!
It is lame, and this is why you need to support...
No, I said unleash. I need you to cut loose on this ridiculous acquisition.
I'll have to change the rating on this show if I unleash, Sean. I have to stay in check to an extent.
It's a bunch of crap, bro.
I think this is why it's important to have independent wrestling media. It's important to listen to independent basketball media. It is important to listen to independent boxing media because we're offering real takes. Tomorrow, I could say WWE put on the best show, and I really enjoyed it. And then I could say AEW All In was fantastic, too. You know why? I'm not tied to anybody. There's no one telling me like, oh, please don't do that. Oh, don't say that. You know what I say to that? 2 words. Break it down. Yeah. That's it. Like, I don't care what you want me to say or what you want me to think. I let everyone who comes in here into this chat, you guys can all have an opinion. I've seen people disagree with Sean. I've seen people disagree with me. I don't think we've ever kicked someone out for that. I've kicked you out if you said racist stuff in our chat. I've kicked you out if you've come in here being super disrespectful. But if you come in here and you say, you know what? I don't agree with that. I thought Redemption was the best pay-per-view of the weekend. You know what? I think WWE Radio is a good idea. Tell me why, good sir. Tell me why, good miss. Tell me what you love about this. And that's what we end up going through, talking about, and doing. This is bad as a whole, just so people know. People can love Dave LaGreca. I've been off that train for about a couple of years now. I ain't listening to nothing since the pink bathrobe stuff with Cody and The Rock and all that.
There you go.
You ain't fooling me.
You know, I want to talk a little bit more, if you don't mind, about Powerhouse Hobbs. If you don't mind,
you got time?
I don't have time, but I'm going to be late for this, bro. This is for you, and this is for our chat. I don't just go crazy for go crazy's sake, Conrad Cushman. You know this. Some people may not. I go crazy because this really means something to me. And you know something? I liked Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, some people might say, Sean, you're kind of hating right now. Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys. What's the difference? Well, I'll tell you what the difference is. Royce Keys held AEW's second most prestigious men's title at the time, the TNT Championship. Royce Keys was semi-main events on pay-per-views. Royce Keys was a trios tag team champion. 2 titles, including the second most prestigious title in the company at the time. You can argue the Continental or the International title is now more prestigious, but when Powerhouse Hobbs held the TNT Championship, it was the second most prestigious title in the company. Now, you think me as a black man, I'm going there, bro. I'm going there. Do you think me as a black man wants to see a black man go from semi-main event to opening match? Not even opening match. Not even opening match. I want to see everybody thrive. It's not about black or white, but I'm making the point about him being a black man because sometimes we need to stop looking at money and stop looking at things that don't mean anything and focus on opportunity. Now, you answer me this, chat. Who gave Powerhouse Hobbs, a.k.a. Royce Keys, a better opportunity to be a successful professional wrestler? I'm going to go down because I pulled it up. The singles matches and other matches that he's had in AEW. He was in a big feud with Wardlow, a feud with Jon Moxley, a feud with Samoa Joe, a feud with Ricky Starks. I mean, it's like, I believe he won the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Am I wrong? Didn't he win the Face of the Revolution ladder match?
Yeah.
And we're comparing what he did in AEW to what he's doing now. We're all going to sit up here and we're going to sit up here and flap our gums and say, you know what? I think Powerhouse Hobbs made the right decision going to WWE. How? In what metric would you be able to prove the point that his move to WWE was successful? You know why I don't hear anything, Conrad? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about from the chat, too. The chat's silent right now. You know why? Because it's not even comparable. Powerhouse Hobbs has had more matches on the main event than he has on television. What are we even talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Y'all think I'm crazy? Y'all think Sean is just flying off the handle? I got facts to back up what I'm saying. His run in WWE has been a disgrace. A disgrace compared to what he did in AEW. And you want me to say he made the right career decision? It's not even close. It's not even close. He was thriving in AEW, and now he's doing nothing.
You know what is close? This Thursday, me and Sean will be over on HW Weekly going to talk about SummerSlam, a card that I think, Sean, you're saying it looks good on paper.
Yes, it does. It does.
We've got the Saturday night card.
A great match opening up the show on night one.
Possibly. They might even give that to Io and
No, they're probably going to have it later on the night. Later on the night.
They might be, I don't know if they go second last, but you got yourself 2 trios matches here, or 6-man and 6-woman tags, as they call them in WWE. We're going to break down all of these matches on Thursday on Sean's channel. So we got the night 1 card. We now know the night 2 card. I'm sure Sean's going to have the complete breakdown. We're still waiting for one more name, I think, to who's going to be in that interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. Not a fan.
Dominic has potential. SummerSlam has potential.
Dom versus Danhausen. We'll see. But it's got potential, like you said. There's some matches out here that you're like, you know what? Not bad. But it's what have you done for me lately? And it's still less than what we're used to. Oh, no, we get 6 matches each night. Yay.
I'm looking forward to Thursday night, man. Thursday night on HW Weekly Channel is going to be a special edition of Clash of the Podcast, SummerSlam preview show. We're going to break down everything SummerSlam related. That's why we gave you a little bit more AEW tonight. I feel like we are really I feel like we're really on the cusp of AEW and WWE possibly having a debate after this week. Who's going to win the week? Who's going to win the week? I think we're going to have a debate about that, and I think we're going to get that debate started on Thursday night.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have some fun. So come on over. We'll definitely have preview predictions, probably crazy talk in the midst of all that. Probably SummerSlam history, whatever Sean cooks up for you guys. It's gonna be a fun time. Channels in the chat. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing at this point. Like I've told you a million times, can't keep saying it. We're gonna let you guys go. We got Raw coming up here in a few minutes, so you guys get ready to watch that on Netflix. You got a concert from Danhausen and Joe Hendry. You got some women's matches. You got face-offs happening throughout the show. So you guys enjoy that. I'm gonna let Sean take us out, and then I'm gonna let Sean keep it moving. So I appreciate you, brother, for staying OT for this and explaining yourself. We gotta finish out the summer strong, brother.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to Thursday night on HW Weekly. It's going to be Clash of the Podcast Special SummerSlam Edition. Before we get to Thursday, make sure you check out Conrad and my guy Derek this Wednesday night right here on the EPW channel as they bring you their very tremendous AEW review that they do so expertly every single week. Looking forward to all that and a lot more coming up in the very near future. And I have decided 2 weeks from Thursday, we're going to have the greatest wrestler in Canadian history debate on Hubbernomics. So we got a lot of stuff cooking up for you guys. I might even do a watch along SummerSlam week. I'll announce that on Thursday whether or not I'm going to do a watch along SummerSlam night 1 or night 2, or maybe both. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. But either way, we appreciate you being here. On behalf of Conrad, my name is Sean. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate your participation. So as always, God bless, be encouraged. Evil never prevails. And I'll add a little bit extra. Continue having a happy summer. We're out.